Hello, welcome. Give me a sec. StreamYard is having some issues over here with my Instagram fam. Come on, Instagram. Okay, boom. There we go. Yay. Hello. Welcome to this sacred conversation. I'm so excited that it's summertime. Can I tell y'all that? In my head, it just hit me just now. We went through the whole solstice. I made my sun water, everything like that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look at the solstice video. Made my sun water and all of that. And then I was like, okay, yay, the backyard is coming together. Because I saw myself having an outdoor office. Some time ago, I saw somebody had an outdoor backyard office. I was like, that's what I want. I want an outdoor office. I was telling y'all I want to put a pool over there. It's going to be a little, like a little baby pool that adults can get in that people got into during the pandemic. I have a little New York backyard. Back there is going to be the meditation garden. And I was like, I wanted it to feel like an office that I could use in the summertime. And I was like, oh, it's the summertime. This is it. We're doing it. So yay. Hello. Welcome. If we are just meeting for the first time, what's up? I am Abiola, and this is a series that we are doing where I am teaching my way through this beautiful book, From Imagination to Reality, Secret Manifestation Lessons and the Law of Assumption, from Abdullah, Master Alchemist. Abdullah was the teacher to Neville Goddard and Dr. Joseph Murphy and other luminaries during the New Thought movement. So hello, goddesses. I wanted to make a point more of putting your words on the screen, giving y'all some love and some shine, because I love y'all and y'all shining. And so if you've missed days in this series, please go back and check them out. Yeah, gotta see Sherelle. So the backyard is coming along. It is feeling radiant. There are some really cool chalk drawings on the ground that kids did at my daughter's party. Going to go away when it rains, but are adding to the feeling of the backyard. So it's coming along. It is coming along. Okay, so let's see. All right, so today, for those of you who don't have our manifesting manual that we are teaching our way through, it is From Imagination to Reality. And I also wanted to, today I was wanting to come on and share with y'all, do a listening party for the meditation album that we launched yesterday. So for those of you who don't know, my meditation album is out, named, let me get the title correct, named Meditations for Ancestral Healing, Guidance, and Veneration. Meditations for Ancestral Healing, Guidance, and Veneration. And it is available on Audible, Amazon, Hay House, Spotify, etc. But folks have been telling me they've been having problems finding it on Apple Music. So I went into Apple Music and I had problems downloading it from Apple Music. So for right now, Apple Music, pause. Go to Amazon, Audible, Spotify, Hay House. I assume Barnes & Noble, but I didn't check there yet. And wherever you buy audios, except Apple Music for some reason. Apple Music, get with the program. So I would love to have a listening party. I don't know if that's possible. Y'all will have to let me know. Let me do a test and try to play a track and see if you can hear it. Well, let's get to that later. Let's do that later. Let's stay the course. Focus. So yes. Okay. So Goddess Mo says she just read the chapter about state. Excellent. So that is what we are talking about today. For folks who are following along with the class, it is page 104. As you see, I circled one of the many typos in this book. I'm just saying there were less typos in the Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love that was an indie published book than this Penguin Random House book. I love you, Penguin Random House, but I'm just saying. So anyway, here's the page, page 104, The Mystery of State. Okay, so that is what we are going to be talking about today. Let's see. Here's a question. Where is your meditation album being sold? Oh, well, Goddess of Aurora Day, glad you asked. I just answered before I saw your question. Amazon, Audible, HeyHouse.com, maybe Barnes & Noble, hopefully Apple Music at some point, and Spotify. And guess what, y'all? We are number one right now on Amazon, number one in meditation. All of meditation. You did that, as my daughter likes to say. You did that. Someone in her daycare center is all about blame. So that's her new thing. Like anything that's, happens, she's like, Mommy, you did that. I'm like, yes, I did. It's okay. So you did that. We did that. Number one. Type into the comments. We're number one. We're number one. We're number one. We're number one. It is number one right now in meditation on Amazon. And let me share with you why this matters. And this is so exciting for me. This is really exciting because it means that these tools, these things that, started in my imagination, to be tools for us to connect with our ancestral knowledge, tools for us to increase the love in our lives, the happiness, the health, the abundance in our lives, these tools, these sacred tools that we're using them, or at least purchasing them. Now use them. And this is the easiest of all, because all you have to do to start with is just listen to it. Go download it. Go to Amazon. Like I said, you probably have Audible credit. They give us Audible credit, sometimes when you, when you do various things. Go to Amazon. Go get it. Meditations for ancestral healing, veneration, and guidance. Not necessarily in that order. We're number one. Yay, we did it. We did it. We did it. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And it also, like I said, very importantly says to my publisher, oh, okay, good. Yes, now we need more of this magic making. And it can just, everything is a good thing. And then not only for me, but for other folks who want to put out similar things. Now they can say, well, look what she did. And it's number one. So I want to do this. So yes, 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 for all of you and the work that you want to put into the world, this is very important. Yay. Okay. So moving on to state. So right now we are at a very high state. Goddess Aurora Day says, I played some clips of when you were on daytime talk shows back in the day for my audience and told them to get both your books. Yay. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you. I'm laughing because I remember when I feel like, tell me, Goddess Aurora, was this in any of the clips that you shared? I love you for doing that. Thank you, my beautiful goddess. I remember screaming a lot of take responsibility to the people, the peoples there that were there for the guidance. Take responsibility, which is what we are doing. Take responsibility for your state, for your energy, for who you are. Take responsibility. Someone type into the comments, take responsibility. Take responsibility for who we are, how we show up in this world, and the things that we want. We don't want to sit on the sidelines anymore. That is really the key to all of this work. I'm about to get into this in a second, but the key really is not sitting back and looking at Instagram and watching other people live their best, but you living your best, not your mother or father or guardian's idea of best, not your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend's idea of best, not your kid's idea of best even. Your idea of the best for you, your best loving, healthy, joyous, jubilant self, which I believe you have access to and you absolutely can do. It's your birthright. Living my best is my birthright. Type that into the comments. Living my best is my birthright. Goddess Terry said, yeah, because you went from the stage into the audience. It was so good. I sure did. That got me fired. I got fired from that job. I got fired from that job. So for that, y'all don't know what we're talking about. I used to be the advice person on several day talk shows. So when people would come out and they would say, here's Bill. Bill is married to these 4 women at the same time, and he doesn't know what to do. Or here's John, and he's got whatever problems, or Sheila, whoever. And so then I would come out and attempt to coach them. And so certain things that I was doing, because I was not following the words and the guidance of the show, I work with a higher master. I work with a higher authority. Type into the comments, I work with a higher authority. Got me booted up out of there. And it was because I was doing things that they deemed weird, like coming into the audience and talking to folks. And then for them, the very last straw was doing the Ho'oponopono, which is an ancient Hawaiian forgiveness ritual that now more folks are into and on with, but at that time people did not know what it was. And it's a very powerful state shifting process, meditation process, mindfulness process called a Ho'oponopono. And I did it with somebody that they had deemed to be a gang member. They said he was incorrigible, that he was whatever, and all of these things. He came out, cussed out his whole family, was throwing chairs, seemed like he was very dangerous. And whole audience, we united in, doing this together. And he got up, hugged his family, came over, hugged me, and there was a shift in state. But the show didn't care about that. They cared about the fact that, they wanted him to be a spectacle. So yes, it is. I work with a higher authority. Yes, 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 yes. So your state is, it's this like, it's really important, but it's hard to define. So I'm going to attempt, because I wrote a whole chapter about it right here. So it is similar to mindset. I guess mindset is the closest way to define your state. It's not quite paradigm. It's more than your mood. Mood approximates what your state is, but mindset I think is good because it's gets you close to, like, state of mind. It's your state is how your energetic vibration of how you are moving in the world, right? Your energetic way of being, that is your state. So my state right this minute, hanging with my peeps right here in my backyard of my home, right? That it took me all these years to become a homeowner, right here, looking at drawings on the ground that my baby girl drew. It took me a long time to become a mommy, feeling very blessed right now, celebrating with you having the #1 meditation anything on Amazon with my new meditation album, and being a Hay House author, which is something that I wanted for a long time, and putting out there not just stuff that is, garbage. Nothing wrong with garbage if that's what you're into. It's not my vibe, but putting out work that I believe that my ancestors want me to put out, that I feel is making all of our lives better. Oh my God, my state right now is high. My state is joy. My state is jubilation. My state is success. My state is love. My state is happiness. My state is up here, right? So you can easily say, the same way we say we have two emotions, but we have two states. You're in the energy of the state of love, you're in the energy of the state of fear, and there are many different subsets within that. So that is where my state is right now. All right, what is your state? Type into the comments what your state is. Share where you are right now. What's your state? And let me see if I can share a little bit more, define a little bit of this. So you want to do things in order to shift your state. To jolt your subconscious mind out of the way that it usually is. Matter of fact, hit the share button, put some positivity on your timeline. So for example, when I was at this talk show, and before doing this Ho'oponopono with this young man who they said is a Chicago gang member and whatever, all of those things, and doing this work with him there on stage at this talk show, he had a change in state. I did something that made the audience uncomfortable, that made me uncomfortable, that made him perhaps uncomfortable, by us going and doing something that was atypical, not typical. So you almost have to shock yourself out of your current state, because an object at rest tends to stay in rest, an object that in motion tends to stay in motion. We stay on the path that we're on. We do what we know how to do. So if you know how to be broke, I trust me, I've known very much how to be broke. If you know how to make $1 out of 15 cents, and if you know how to um, live the struggle lifestyle, trust me, know how to live the struggle lifestyle. But if you deem that that is your only way of being and that is your only state, you have to do something to shift yourself out of it and almost like shock yourself out of it. It could be things like this, like showing up for a broadcast that you would normally not, and watching some weird girl in New York, share with you these kinds of things, buying a book, listening to the meditation album if you've never meditated before, even if you're not familiar with ancestors, buying oracle cards, things that shift you, that say to you, say to your subconscious mind, there's a new sheriff in town. Okay. And that sheriff is me being aligned with me. That new sheriff in town is me loving myself. That new sheriff in town is me writing books, my albums, singing my songs, making my artwork. That new sheriff in town is me asking for the raise, starting my business, hiring some new folks, making these clothes that I had this vision for. It's you saying there's a new sheriff in town to your subconscious mind that wants to keep you safe, that is very happy with the status quo, even if you might not be. So you might not be happy with a state of being unloved or unhealthy or not liking yourself or not liking your job or your business or being broke or whatever it is. But your subconscious mind is like, whoa, it's all good. You don't like this. We love it. Because this we know. We are comfortable here. So you got to say to the subconscious mind, type into the comments, so there's a new sheriff in town. There is a new sheriff in town. I'm putting some of your beautiful states onto the screen. Yes, saying to your subconscious mind that there is a new sheriff in town. You've got to shift your energy, shift the vibration from what you know into what you don't know. And every single thing that we do that's a little bit different shifts our state. So I shared with you in another conversation when I remember a few years ago, my friends and I, we all got tattoos. Oh, there's a little ant. It's trying to get in my water. Excuse me, little ant. Please direct that way. Okay. So yeah, my friends and I, like many years ago, when we all went and got tattoos, and in that moment, my state was shifted. My paradigm was different. Everything had shifted because now I was a girl with a tattoo. Before that, I was not the kind of person necessarily that would get a tattoo. But now I was someone with a tattoo. And as crazy, as funny, as ridiculous as that sounds, little things like that shift your perception of self, shift who you are, shift how you show up in the world. Something as simple as, we all have stories that we tell about ourselves to ourselves, from the cars that we drive to the clothes that we wear to, the people that we date or marry, the friendships we have, the places that we go. All of these things have to do with state. Now, what does this have to do with manifesting? If the things that you desire are in your mind, your imagination, your soul, your energy, affiliated with a different state, people like me or people like them, then you are going to hold yourself outside of creating, manifesting the things that you desire. They're going to stay in a state of separation from you rather than you being aligned with them. If you believe in your heart and soul that that people like you don't have a clothing line in, I don't know, whatever your favorite store is, or people like you don't have a very successful business doing whatever it is you want to do, even if you are able to talk yourself into it somehow, your core belief system is going to bring you back to where you are comfortable. So you want to do something dramatic. You want to start doing things like hire a coach. If you are, in, I don't know, MLM, and that's what you do, find somebody that is doing what you want to do, doing MLM and rocking it, and hire that coach. Go on a retreat with them. Do things that shock your system, that say, I'm a different person. There is a new sheriff in town. So I remember a few years ago when I wanted to make a dramatic state shift, I went and started doing fire walking. I literally went and was doing walking on fire. And I did it, I think, 3 different times, 3 different years in a row, because it shocked my subconscious mind, my nervous system, my mind, body, spirit, and said, oh, okay, I'm now a different person. I was a different person after I firewalked than before. There's a new sheriff in town, right? So the same reason why I said that I wanted, with my my French retreat that I had a few years ago, for us to stay in a castle in the south of France, because then there's a new sheriff in town. Once you've stayed in a castle in the south of France, you are a different person. You can say you are a person that stays in a castle in the south of France, right? So we want to shift. You want to have the ability to shift your state, to shift your internal gears to align with the things that you desire. So this is a really important concept. And so I'm glad that we are talking about it today. So let's go a little bit deeper here. I want to share with you some steps that you can take toward reflecting your state. Well, let me just share with you the beginning of the chapter. So here's how it starts out. It starts with a quote from Abdullah. You do not say how when you are there. You are there. Now walk as though you are there. So we've been talking about that, and so it is. So with the things that you desire, if you wanted to have your own successful business, if that's what the state that you want to shift in, what is in alignment with that? Okay, let me know if this is making sense to you. Yes, Goddess Terry. Yes, let's all affirm that. Type into the comments, I am there. I am there. You are there. Yes, I am there. Where? You are wherever it is that you are desiring to be. We're bridging the gap between I want, I desire, and I am there. We all have these stories, even if we're not aware of it. Let me just share with y'all, real talk. The other day, day before yesterday, I was doom scrolling on Instagram. My daughter had fallen asleep, and I was trying to post about the meditation album, started scrolling around on Instagram, and this coach showed up on my timeline who was talking about you can make $300,000 a month, or she makes $300,000 a month, which is amazing. I have never in this, and I will say this and then adjust it, but I'm putting a gap. I have never made $300,000 a month, right? So now there's a gap, right? A clear gap. I'm saying I have not done that. She has done that. And even when I was thinking about it and I was looking through her stuff, and it was really cool and interesting to see, and I was happy that because she had like a positive energy about her. I was happy that she was doing that. I was happy for her that she was succeeding in that. And then I had this thought that I don't even know where it came from, right? Old thinking, old beliefs, old programming. Type into the comments programming, which is what we're talking about. We're all programmed to believe certain things. We want to rewrite that programming to be in alignment with who we really are and the things that we desire, the world we want to live in. So old programming came and said, well, yeah, but I wouldn't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Because I was thinking, I was like, okay, I'm in the market for a new coach. All good coaches have coaches. Every single person that you can think of, Oprah didn't get to her success by herself. She worked with people who were in alignment with her success, and that's how she did it, right? So I was like, oh, okay, because it's challenging. Well, okay, I'm just put another separation for me to find a coach who is in alignment with me because of, I've achieved a certain amount of success, and a person has to have, for me, specific spiritual beliefs, and I just need to vibe with them, really. So I had an amazing coach that I was working with, but I'm looking for another coach. And so I was like, oh, okay, I wonder if I would work with her. And I was like, old programming came and said, yeah, but I would love to maybe work with her. Let me maybe have a conversation with her, but I wouldn't want to make $300,000 a month. And I had to think about it, and I was like, well, why would I not? What's the belief there? Because I was like, I wouldn't want to do that. And I was like, what's the belief? And the belief that I had, the limiting belief, and they say new levels, new devil, right? When you reach new levels, there are new devils, to slay. And I was like, the limiting belief that I have that's tied to that is more money, more problems, which is a belief that I thought that I had dissolved at a certain level, but haven't dissolved it at that level. And still I'm thinking about it, and, need to do some work on that, but very much have the belief. I was like, well, half of that would go to taxes anyway. half of what I have now goes to taxes anyway. It's part of the way of the world, and it was very interesting, because like I said, we all, like, for example, with money blocks, folks have money blocks, whether they were wealthy, whether they grew up, middle class, whether they grew up poor, somewhere in between. We have blocks, we have challenges, we have stories about ourselves, stories about the world, things that we inherited that we need to shift. And so I'm sharing this with you just to let you know that you are not alone. It's not easy for everybody that you see doing anything, that we all have shifts that we need to make and growths and evolution that we need to make. And so it's very interesting, and like I said, I this was just a couple of days ago, and so I haven't had a chance to journal on it and do the exercises in here around it, which I will, and see what conclusion and that I come to around it. But it was a very interesting thing. So here's what you want to do real quick. I'm going to speed through this because we are over time. So here's what you want to do to shift your state, but you'll have it longer in here. Okay, so number one, identify your current state, reflect on your current feelings, thoughts, and beliefs, recognize the state you're currently occupying. For example, are you feeling anxious, confident, joyful, or sad? Number two, decide on your desired state. Determine the state that aligns with your goals and desires. For example, if you want success, decide to occupy the state of being successful. So decide, type in the comments, decide. Number three, imagine the desired state. Okay? Use your imagination to vividly picture yourself in the desired state. Okay? Use your senses to make it real. I know I'm rushing. It's okay. In the coming days, we'll break this down more. Number four, feel your way into it. Feel your way into it. And number five, persist in the new state. Now, of course, there's much more to it. I know I just rushed through that at the end because these are supposed to be 15 minutes or less. But the deciding factor, I think, is a new and powerful factor for us today. Shifting your state is something that we all have access to. Shifting your idea of who you are and how you see the world, shifting your mindset, your mentality, if those words help you to access it a little better, is a very powerful part of your manifesting. And if there is a block, so if there is a story, if there is a limiting belief that you have, you need to look at it, examine it, heal it, and integrate it or root it out. So that's what I need to do with the belief, whether I want to make 300,000 or not, whether I work with this coach or ever contact her again or not, or contact her period or not. I need to look at the belief that more money, more problems, because it is, I guarantee you, even though I haven't been aware of it, affecting me right now where I am. Okay? And that is the state of things today here in this conversation. Let me know if you are receiving that today, my loves. Type in the comments, I receive, if you are receiving that. Yes, I receive, I receive, I receive. And I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Same place, same channel, same moment. Yes, yay. And congratulations on helping, on manifesting a number one meditation spot on Amazon for the new meditation album. Please go get it if you have not yet. We're doing it. Yay. I love y'all. Yay. We receive, we receive, we receive. Let me give everybody a moment on the screen here. We receive, we receive. Yay. Love y'all. Bye.